Next is yung notes receivable. Now, how are notes receivable different from accounts receivable? Yung difference lang po nila is that these are supported by a promissory note. And from our negotiable instruments, alam po natin na a promissory note is a type of a negotiable instrument. Okay? But aside from that, pareho lang naman sila, no? Now, tulad sa accounts receivable, kailangan po natin malaman yung measurement basis for notes receivable. And measurement basis, initially, we have to record them. Paano po? Okay, first, you have to identify muna if it's short-term or long-term. Bakit? If it's short-term, ang gagamitin lang natin is yung face amount of the notes receivable. That means kung magkano yung indicated in the notes on the promissory note, yun na yung i-record natin initially. While for long-term notes receivable, that means for more than 1 year siya, kailangan natin kunin ang ating present value of the notes receivable. And how do we do that? To get the present value, we just have to discount the future cash flows using the interest rate, no? When say future cash flows, ito yung yung principal natin, principal payment and the interest payments, no? Now, there will be instances in problems that you will encounter a cash price. It is an amount that is usually lower than the face value of the note. Kapag ganito, if you are given the cash price, you are no longer required to compute for the present value because it is understood that the cash price is already the present value of the notes receivable. And to take note that yung conceptually, the initial measurement of all notes receivable should be at present value. However, in the case of short-term notes receivable, dahil nga short-term lang yan, yung interest niya is only, or the difference between the present value and the face value is only minimal or immaterial, and so we record them at face amount na lang. Okay? Under initially measuring the notes receivable, we have to restate them subsequently at the end of the reporting period. Tama? So, what are our measurement basis subsequently? So, ang kailangan naman natin ngayong identify is whether the notes receivable is interest-bearing or non-interest-bearing. If it is interest-bearing, we have to report it at face amount plus any accrued interest receivable. No? The accrued interest receivable will be part of the carrying amount of the notes receivable. Okay? Now, for non-interest-bearing note naman, we have to restate them at amortized cost. When you say amortized cost, this is the face amount of the note less any unamortized unearned interest income. No? Yun lang yung amortized cost. Now, let's proceed with loans receivable. Loans receivable naman, this usually applies to banks or financial institutions, yung mga nag-lend, no? Mga lender institutions natin. Same problem, we need to identify the measurement basis natin for loans receivable. Okay? So, initially, yung ating measurement basis is yung present value on issuance. But how do we get the present value on issuance? Same thing with notes receivable, we have to discount the future cash flows, yung principal and the interest payments. However, pwede rin naman na pwede natin gamitin is yung cash proceeds na lang, no? We can get that by getting the face amount and then add any direct origination costs that were incurred by the lender and then deduct direct origination costs or direct origination fee that are received by the lender from the borrower. Whatever is the difference or the resulting amount is the loan proceeds or the present value on issuance, no? Ayun, after initial measurement natin, of course, meron na naman tayong subsequent measurement. Yung subsequent measurement natin is same lang with dun sa notes receivable na non-interest bearing. We have to restate them at amortized cost because loans receivable are usually long-term po, no? again, yung amortized cost po natin is equal to the face amount less unamortized and earned interest income po. Okay? And sabay ng subsequent or in line with the subsequent measurement natin of the loans receivable, we also have to check for any impairment of this asset po natin. How do we check for impairment? Kailangan po nating i-compute yung loss on impairment. If the compute for the carrying amount at date of impairment, ano yung ibig sabihin ng carrying amount at date of impairment? So, kailangan i-reflect natin any principal payments dun sa loan, and we have to amortize yung mga interest earned natin, no? And then, kapag updated na yung ating balance ng loan receivable, we have to get the present value of future cash flows post-impairment. Ibig sabihin, ito yung after nung kino-consider natin yung impairment, check natin if the original cash flows ba are still expected to be collected. If not, syempre magkakaroon tayo ng revision ng mga expected cash flows natin. No, you get the present value, you discount those cash flows using the same interest rate po natin, effective interest rate nung issuance date, no? And then, after you get the present value, you compare the carrying value at date of impairment and the present value of the adjusted future cash flows. If the carrying value at date of impairment is higher than the expected present value of the expected cash flows, then you have to recognize a loss on impairment. Okay, ganun po siya.